world heavyweight float. Championship belt wrapped around my waist, yo. I got that Ric Flair figure foe. Slam you on the pavement, that's why they call me Street Pro. Create heat on beat flow. Like Jordan after the second time he three-peated folk. Awesome buds by my side, the crowd rock talk family. You came prepared, now get ready for the show. Yo, what up, friends? Welcome back to Ball and Buds. I am your host, Omar, the sports professor Fonseca, and we are here, yes, with a very, very special episode of The Professor's Semanalmente. Yes, indeed, we are here. And I have a most special guest. Yes, it is my birthday week. I will not tell you when my birthday is because you don't need to know because you don't know me well enough. But there is one person that knows, yes, indeed, my birthday well enough. And man, this is going to be a great night. I never thought this moment would happen, but I am so super excited for what we got going on tonight. So without a further ado, yes, indeed, I introduce to you the one, the only, the one that brought me to life. Yes, my pops, Big Rube. What's up?
Oh my God, what an introduction. What the heck? Yeah, good evening, everyone. I hope everybody's having a lovely day. Love my son, so I hope that you all enjoy the podcast that he does, every day. So I'm here to. I hope I don't embarrass him too much. So
no embarrassment at all. Just need to make sure my camera is fixed. For some reason, it is acting up. There we go. No embarrassment at all. I'm so happy to have you on with me. I'd rather have you on than anyone else. So we talk sports all the time. Figure we just shoot the shit as father and son on my birthday week. I am turning a crisp 33 years old today, so shout out to everybody out there that is less than the 40 years old.
I'm not going to comment.
What we are both. I got some Angels Envy, little bit of. I found Angels Envy rye, but it came in the triple oak barrel.
Nice.
Sipping on right now. Shout out to. What is that? The what's the one over there? They got the really good prices. I forgot where I just was. It has a funny name too. McGillicuddy's, McDougal's, Frugal McDougal's,
Frugal McDougal.
There you go, Frugal McDougal's.
Over in Nashville.
Over in Nashville. Let's go. All right. Thank y'all for joining in. We really appreciate it. Again, I am the sports professor. Make sure you subscribe at Ball and Buds, BALLAND BUDS, handy QR code right up there at the top. If you scan that, it'll take you to our link tree. You can subscribe to YouTube, follow on Instagram, all that good stuff. But without further ado, let's kick this bad boy off. All right. First up, golf and the Masters. Wow. First of all, let's give a shout out to Rory McIlroy, who won the tournament in back-to-back years. And a funny fact I found online while I was researching this, and shout out to Shane Peach on the group chat that sent this, Rory McIlroy has won 2 Masters titles since the last time the Jets did not have an interception. Now, if you watch, it's tremendous. If you watch Sunday Showdown, we talked about this all year long. The Jets did not have an interception with a cornerback, a defensive back as their coach. It seems pretty unfathomable. But the fact that Rory McIlroy was able to do this twice since they did that is even more. But let's talk about Rory. He's had a long journey to this moment, Pops. And I mean, I know you watch golf religiously. Rory McIlroy has taken a ton of lamenting, a ton of criticism for everything from his, stance on PGA versus LIV. Also, the fact that he could never win the big one until just last year, where he got the Masters and he completed the Grand Slam. Now we're back-to-back years. You can see on the screen, only 4 people have ever done that. Jack Nicklaus, Nick Faldo, Tiger Woods, and now Rory McIlroy. So tell us what you thought about the Masters tournament. Tell us what you thought about Rory McIlroy and how he's overcome everything in his career.
I mean, that was amazing. Just the resilience that he showed in that last round. Now, obviously, he was cruising in the first couple of rounds, six-stroke lead going into Saturday. And then, reality sinks in. It's like, okay, I'm leading, but, I need to keep the pedal down. So, but, he was very tentative. He bogeyed the first hole, lost the lead right off the bat. And then, he ended up fighting for his life in the last round. So, but, you got to give him a lot of credit. I mean, he, there were like 4 different people that were leading in that last, round on Sunday. So,
so talk about that, because Justin Rose was at -12 and he led the first, couple rounds of the tournament, and then he just didn't improve on his score. Talk to us.
Well, he, early on I think it was in the 4th hole when McIlroy and Young both, had a bad hole. Young bogeyed, and McIlroy had a double bogey on that par 3. That's when Justin Rose took the lead, and he was leading, going into the back 9. And then, Rory, he had a 2 under on Amon's corner, which is, that's pretty solid, for the day after, the way, things were going. He was leading, then he was down 2 strokes to Young, then he was down 2 strokes to Rose. And so, for him to overcome that, I'm a Rory fan. So, I was at a local brewery, watching the round, and it's amazing how many people hate him. I was like, wow. I think he's a pretty down-to-earth kind of guy. He stood up for the PGA, against LIV, and you see now the LIV players are coming back groveling, one by one.
Let's talk about that, though, because in my opinion, and what my opinion has always been, is that if it wasn't for the LIV, PGA would have never been a better organization for it. And go ahead.
No, go ahead. Obviously, LIV forced their hand, to improve on a lot of things, So, they came up with the signature events, there's more money out there. But I'm thinking that, you see people like Koepka and, they're thinking it's like the competition over there is not like in the PGA overall, So, they may be giving you millions more, but do you want to compete against the very best week in and week out, or, So I don't know. But
you're not wrong. That's what Tony Kornheiser and Michael Wilbon, on Pardon the Interruption, say. They always talk about, well, if you're not playing in the PGA, you're not playing in the major tournaments, then what are you really doing playing golf? But at the same time, we come out here to feed our families. We need to make sure that we're making the right amount of money. And if you're so saturated, which the PGA was, and in my opinion, needed a competitor because of the saturation.
No, you're right. That jolted them. Absolutely.
So what do you see going forward? Because it looks like PGA outlasts LIV. It looks like LIV, they're not going to fold. They're going to continue on, but it looks like they've acquiesced to the PGA in terms of giving their players back and stuff. What do you think about that?
I don't know much about the politics, or anything like that. But, if they want to come back, hey, come on back. We welcome you in the PGA. I'm a fan of the PGA. I'm not a big fan of LIV. I haven't really watched, that much. I've
Oh,
seen
okay.
a couple of
Well, that's big.
competitions, here and there, but I haven't seen much. So it's all team oriented. It's not that you against the course kind of stuff. So
So I guess because I like live. I like the kind of different format, a little different from golf. Just like I like the TGL they play on ESPN. Yeah, you're not going against the best golfers every year. Yes, you're not technically in the PGA, but at the same time, again, I feel like the PGA had just lost its luster. It was after Tiger Woods came along and fell off. It was a bunch of golfers: Scotty Scheffler, Rory McIlroy, Justin Rose, all these other people that came along. Bryson DeChambeau, that just did not have the level of golf skills in order to make the game amicable to people that are not watching. You are not the consumer that they need to be targeting. You're already a consumer. You watch every week regardless of what tournament they're playing. You're not the one. They need to reach people like me. And me personally, I watch golf. I watch both LIV and PGA. But people like me that are my age, maybe younger in my category, they're not watching either. And if they were to watch one, they're probably going to start watching something that's more a little different variation of regular golf, like the Live or TGL. What do you think about that?
I'm old fashioned, so I like the PGA. The Live and the electronic, game that they play on TV. That's fine for people that want to perhaps just dip into the game. Golf is hard. It's just not an easy game. So people watch these folks on TV, the ladies and the mans, and and whatever, and they're great players, but even they make mistakes. So you saw it over the weekend. So I don't know. That may be a viable product for the younger generations, going forward. I don't know. But the PGA, I don't think the PGA is going away anytime soon. So.
No, the PGA is never going to go away. I think we know that. It's the preeminent golf organization. But obviously, if you don't have competition in any business, you're going to just become complacent.
Yeah, exactly.
What you're doing.
You'll be stagnant. You're not going to be innovative. So yeah, I got it. I'm sure Liv, put a lot of pressure on the PGA, and hey, they responded. They made some changes. Increased purses, a lot of signature events that pay a lot more. So, but you're right. When you have so many players on the PGA and the purses are not as big as what Liv was offering some of these players, or still does. I don't know. Hey, you got to do what you got to do, to feed your family, So I'm not going to sit here and judge, those guys for doing what they did. Hey, yeah. They did what they thought it was best for them. So.
Yeah, and speaking of making money, Rory McIlroy earned a Masters record $4.5 million for this tournament, going up to $115 million over his career. Only
wow.
$6 million shy of Tiger Woods' total career earnings, which is the best ever.
So. That's a lot of money.
Yeah, but you think about it, the just like the NBA and stuff, the media rights are getting bigger, more money coming in. You can't really compare what he earned to what Tiger earned, because if Tiger was 20 years later, he'd earn a lot more.
So. Oh yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. All right, cool. Well, that was golf and Rory's Masters. Let's go ahead and move it on to Major League Baseball. Yes, the first week of the season, first 2 weeks now. It's been a crazy first 2 weeks. Let me go ahead and turn this down for a second, just so I can think about this for a second, because we got a tough subject to talk about. tough little subject to talk about. Baseball is a great sport, one of the best sports ever. But for us Mets fans, that me and my dad are, it's been a little tough to start the season. And not just for the Mets, but for the Yankees as well. The Athletics, shout out to Derek. Yeah, my brother Derek, D. Clue, came through with the, he's an Athletics fan, and the Athletics look very, very good. Young team. They signed a lot of extensions for the young players, got a good pitching staff. They're moving to Vegas, and he talked a lot of shit about them sweeping us this weekend, and they also took 2 of 3 from the Yankees as well. So not just the Mets, the Yankees and the Mets going down to the Athletics. Right now, when you look at the standings, Pops, everything's pretty muddled up. Your top team is the Los Angeles Dodgers. They're at 11-4. Let me go ahead and bring up my power rankings for the week. So the Dodgers are 11-4. You got the Braves there at 10-7. Padres 10-7. Pittsburgh Pirates surprisingly 9-6. Wow. And then the Guardians at 9-7, tied with the Twins there. Now, obviously, there's a bunch of jumbling as we start the season. We haven't separated the pack in terms of wins and losses. So there's a bunch of 10-6, 8-7. So this is my power rankings. But to start the season, my question is to you, how do you feel about the Mets so far and how we have performed? Juan Soto is hurt. What is your thoughts?
Well, you just said the key words there. Juan Soto is hurt, right? So we are 1-6 since he, was put on the disabled list. So, we were 6-3. So, yeah, I mean, he's makes a big difference for us. So, we just haven't been able to overcome, that loss. So, hopefully we'll get him back here in the next few days, and we can pick it up. I mean, it's early. It's 162 games. So it's a marathon. So I'm not worried about it. That we're like, what is it, 5-7 right now? Or wait, no,
so I think we're 6-7.
6-7. So
something like that.
Anyway, so yeah, it's the long season. So I certainly hope. I heard something earlier today that between the Mets and the Dodgers, who are playing, tonight, I guess.
We're playing each other.
They have like a $750 million payroll.
Yeah. I saw that. I saw that earlier on the note from ESPN. Yeah, between the two teams, they have, so much more money than everybody. Billions and billions of dollars. So what do you think about that? What do you think about teams having this much money? Do you think the Dodgers and Mets should be able to do this? We talked about this show on my MLB show a couple weeks ago. Do you think there should be a salary cap? MLB has been no salary cap for so many years. What do you think?
Well, I'm not sure if the salary cap is the answer, but they're going to have to do something because, things are out of control, and it's not just baseball, it's every sport. Salaries have gone up. The average family just can't go out and take out a professional game, because of the high cost, the tickets, right. And concessions, and everything else. So, they're going to have to do something to kind of rein in, some of this. I mean, not every team can buy a championship, like the Dodgers and the Yankees can. Unfortunately, we can't, We spent a lot of money. But,
we got the money, but we didn't buy the championship.
Yeah, right. That's what I'm saying. We haven't been able to buy one yet.
So do you think there should be a salary cap installed then?
Well, like I said, I don't know if salary cap is the answer, but if that is the answer, maybe they need to do that, because, okay. The teams that have the deepest pockets, can't afford to pay, for the top talent. Again, it doesn't work out for all of them like it hasn't worked out for us. But, it has worked out overall for for the Dodgers and for the Yankees.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, the Dodgers have circumvented the cap in ways that we've never seen before. Extending money on deferrals, especially for Shohei Ohtani, extending that, $300 million on deferrals to pay it later. And it's not that every team can't do that, but a lot of teams don't have the revenue. We know, the Pittsburgh Pirates, the Milwaukee, not Milwaukee, they put a pretty good team together. The Cincinnati Reds, the Colorado Rockies, teams like this.
I know.
Okay.
They just don't have the deep pockets to put together the talent that's required to win championships. So
yeah. No, I agree. All right. Well, hopefully, Soto will come back healthy. One thing I'm very upset about, and I'll talk about this on my MLB program. Paquito. I mean, we're from Caguas, brother. We love you. We love you so much. But what are you doing, my friend?
He's
so many mistakes.
He's coming along pretty slow. I haven't watched many games, so far because it's such a long season. But I heard some of the miscues that he, he's made.
I have the package, so I watch every Mets game, even on replay if I miss it. And he has made a base running error on third where he was too far off trying to deke the pitcher and got thrown out. When if he would have stayed there was a ground ball the next bat that would have scored him and tied the game against the Athletics. Then before that, he made two crucial errors in the field and at bat, which cost us as well runs. And it is very unlike him because in my eyes, Francisco Lindor is a top 5, top 10 player in the Major League Baseball.
Oh, absolutely.
And our best player before Juan Soto came along, and still probably our best player because Juan Soto hits, but he doesn't play defense or anything. At least Francisco Lindor plays shortstop, which is the hardest position in the league, and he plays it at the best level. But he's also been making mistakes at shortstop, and it's very concerning because we need him to be at his best. And we all know he starts off slow. He's hitting I think 150 right now or something.
Yeah, he's
when you got
well below 200.
And you're well below the Mendoza line. You're making errors on the field. That's not a good leader for what you want your team to be.
No, absolutely not.
Yeah. Francisco, we love you from Caguas, and we pray you help us and do better. But come on, brother. You got to be better. Got you. Let's go, Mets. Yankees also got swept, and like I said, we got everybody's pretty much muddled in MLB right now. Top team is LA with 11 wins, but a lot of teams there 10, 9, 8. We'll see how it plays out, but the Mets should be there at some point.
It's early on, man. Early on, but it is late in the season for the National Basketball Association. We are at playoff time. Yes, indeed. And look, I will sit here right now as the sports professor, and I always admit my errors. And at the beginning of the season, I said the Celtics would be at 5th, 4th place, fighting for, the middle of the pack there in the East. But Jaylen Brown, superstar, as I said he was, that was one thing I was right on. I said Jaylen Brown was a number one superstar. He is. I did not think we would be this good, not because of him, but because of the backup players that we had. I just felt like we had a bunch of nobodies. But holy shit, it turns out those nobodies are some of the better role players in the league. We got Luke Garza. We got Baylor Shireman shooting threes from half court. We got everybody out here. Sticking the tongue out.
How do you feel about the Celtics this season?
I'm actually feeling pretty good about them, to be quite honest, man. I mean, the over-under in wins was like 41.5.
Yeah,
from the all of the so-called experts out there. So the fact that we won 56, that's pretty impressive. That speaks volumes for what the job that not only Jaylen Brown has done. Picking up the team on his back. But Coach Masula, he's done an outstanding job. Just getting the team to gel up and and play in the absence of Tatum. Now the fact that he came back, I was nervous. I'm still a little nervous every time he goes down, on the floor, whatever. But yeah, I got it.
Yeah.
But it's like, I mean, I'm feeling very good about us. I did not think that we would be in the position that we are at the beginning of the season, So I actually like our chances, to get to the finals. And once you get to the finals, hey, you don't know, man. Anything can happen. So
yeah, and I agree. Our worst chance is going to be against the West, because with Cade Cunningham just coming back to the Pistons, there's no telling if he's going to be able to acclimate quickly enough, and if the Pistons can really beat the Celtics anyways.
In a 7-game series, I don't think so.
That's what I'm saying. So you're looking at a 7-game series. Can the Pistons actually beat the Celtics? I agree. I don't think so either. I think that Joe Mazzulla is, I don't even think he is one of the best coaches in the NBA by far. It's crazy that he came from West Virginia to this, no NBA experience, and just has, and maybe that's it. Maybe he brought a little different introspect, whatever, but he is a better coach, a better play caller, a better out of timeout play caller than even Brad Stevens or Doc Rivers were. And that's hard to say because both of them were really good as coaches. So when you look at Joe Mazzulla, we're going to do very well with him. I think we get to the finals as well. Unfortunately, I do think we are at a disadvantage when it comes to the West teams. I think I think Thunder can beat us. I think the Spurs can beat us. I think the Rockets can beat us. I think that we have good bench, but they're also too young, not experienced enough. And I think that a more experienced team like the Thunder would be able to beat us, 4-2 probably in a series.
Yeah, I mean, my heart says Boston, but yeah, you're right. I'm thinking that, with my brain, it's like, it's going to be hard to dethrone the, OKC Thunder. So,
yeah. Yep. All right. Well, let's take a quick look at this, bracket here. We got the play-in games. No need to worry about that because none of those teams are going to do anything in the main bracket. They suck, except maybe the Clippers, maybe. And I guess Steph Curry did come back to the Warriors. I still can't see that. But let's look at the main bracket here. We got the Pistons. We got the Celtics there. Lakers. It's all LeBron now. Luka and Austin Reeves are hurt and out. You got Denver there with Jokic against the Timberwolves, but Anthony Edwards has been hurt as well. So you're really looking at injuries, really kind of telling the scene here. If we're looking at just injuries, we are assuming that Oklahoma City Thunder will play the Rockets, and we're assuming that the Denver Nuggets will play the San Antonio Spurs in the West. And then in the East, we're expecting that the Pistons will play the Cavs, and we're expecting that the Celtics will play the Knicks. These are the things that we expect from the matchups that we see on the screen with injuries and also just team ability. I cannot see the Raptors beating the Knicks, and I can't see the Hawks beating the Cavs no matter how well they've played this year, nor can I see any of the play-in teams beating the main teams. So now that we've brought it down to 4 teams on both sides, you got Oklahoma City, Rockets, Nuggets, and Spurs in the West. You got Pistons, Cavs, Knicks, and Celtics in the East are the favorites here. So what are you thinking about the NBA playoffs so far? How do you feel about our Celtics? I know you talked a little bit about it already.
Yeah, I mean, I like our Celtics to take the East, to be quite honest. That doesn't mean that it's going to happen, but given the fact that the way that they have been able to integrate Jason Tatum back, after that devastating injury that he had and coming back so quickly. Like I said earlier, I've been nervous. I'm still nervous,
Me too.
about him playing. But he's he's had adapted his game, knowing that Jaylen Brown, has been the leading man, on the team. And so, he's been rebounding and assisting and when Jaylen Brown is out, he's been, picking up the slack. So I'm just hoping that, we can keep that going and make it to the NBA finals. Now, once we get there, yeah, if it's the OKC Thunder coming out of there, I, I still think we could win, but realistically, maybe not. And
I would give us a chance against every other team, but I think we would lose against Oklahoma.
Well, that's what I was going to say. Against any other team, I will give us a chance.
Yeah. Okay. Well, we'll see what happens again. I agree with my pops. Like, the Celtics have a chance to win the championship, but will they beat Oklahoma City in a 7-game finals? That's going to be tough. Oklahoma City has a very, very deep team that is very experienced. So
yeah,
we'll see what happens. All right. Let's move it into the NHL playoffs. Wowzers. And really what I want to talk about here is not as much the NHL playoffs, but Alex Ovechkin. Man, what a superstar. What a player. What a blessing to the Washington, D.C. area where you live and I've been from. Alex Ovechkin not only gained the scoring record, but also now is just because, he's a first ballot Hall of Famer, but he's not ready yet. Caps fans chanted one more year, and he said he's going to think about it. Now, obviously, we know he's done everything there is to do. He won a championship. He's one of the greatest players ever. He's a scoring leader. There's nothing else really for him to do. And in my eyes, the Capitals don't have a good enough team, and I have to ask Shane Peach about this, but the Capitals don't have a good enough team for him to win next season anyways. I say he rides out to the sunset, but he actually, and I don't know if you were watching this at the time, waved off the Penguins when they were trying to shake his hand at the end of the game.
I heard about it.
Them off. So what do you think about Alex Ovechkin, how he's been in the DC area? Should he come back? What do you think?
I'm not a big hockey fan. Don't follow it much, but definitely he's been a great ambassador for the DC area. People love him around here. Everywhere you go, if the Capitals are playing, the Ovi chants, So he's been great for hockey as well. The all-time scoring leader. He won the Stanley Cup once. What else does he have to prove? I don't know. He's still playing he's still playing at a pretty high level, though.
Sure. Yeah, he is.
So, unless he wants to play a couple more years and pursue 1,000 goals,
Well, and that's the thing is because he's often talked about going home and playing in Russia in the KHL for a few years, where he can play in front of his family and friends.
Huh.
So yeah, so I think he's better off retiring now.
No,
he's done everything.
If he plans to doing that, he's what is that? He for 40, 41, 42?
Well, remember Jaromir Jagr played in that league till he was like 52. So I don't think they really have. I don't think their competition is as much where maybe Ruben could go out there and flash a few goals.
No, me.
No, you can't skate. You don't know how to skate on ice.
No, I will follow my butt.
Have you ever ice skated, Dad? I didn't never ask you that question.
No, I have never ice skated. I have done some skiing.
Yeah, we did skiing together.
But no ice skating. No.
Interesting.
I think I will be on my butt more than anything else. So.
But you took me roller skating, I'm sure. At some point.
Roller skating. Yeah, that's different.
It's not that much different. It's just okay.
I have never ice skated, so I cannot say what the differences are.
Four wheels, one blade.
But I think you're more stable on the skate, on the roller skates, versus the one blade,
Yeah.
kind of stuff. I don't know. And I don't have much to follow. So,
Yeah. All good. Let's go ahead and look at these brackets real quick. Look at these brackets real quick. Okay. So look, y'all. I mean, NHL, I know a lot of y'all probably don't watch the NHL, but it is a sport. And look, the Colorado Avalanche have been on top all year long, dominating the
They're on
competition.
fire.
Yeah, they're on fire. You don't see my Kings in there because they have to win the next few games. Unfortunately, the Preds are in that spot, but that's okay. Let the Preds be in there. I to be completely honest, I know my dad doesn't watch a lot of hockey. I'm going to give you my pick right now, and I'll update you on this. But Colorado has been dominating all season long. I have Colorado versus the Buffalo Sabres in my NHL playoff finals with the Colorado Avalanche winning. Let's get to some comments here. Thank y'all for tuning in. Hey, Canteen says, what's up, fellas? What's good, my brother? Good to see you, Canteen.
How you doing, my friend?
Sir. Can the man. We got it. What else we got on here? Canteen says, Hawks are going to cook the Knicks. Hey, look. At the beginning of the season, Bobby G, I see you tuned in. I'm about to give you your shout out. Bobby G and I talked about the Atlanta Hawks, and we said that we thought the Atlanta Hawks would be a better team if Trae Young could get his head in focus. They traded Trae Young and made the 5 seed. So maybe Trae Young was the problem, Bobby G, and they could beat the Knicks. I don't see it, though. The Knicks have a really good team. Clippers are toast. Look, they built the NBA 2K team at the beginning of the season. Everybody that was an all-star from 2015. They thought it was going to work. Too many injuries, as you would suspect from veterans. Kawhi Leonard is still the ultimate player, but takes too many games off. Can they win in the playoffs? Sure. Him and James Harden, or they traded James Harden after that, but him without James Harden, I don't think so. So we'll see what happens. Also says Lakers in 7. That's not happening, bro. That's not happening. Austin
Lakers, what? Is he crazy? What are you drinking, Ken?
What are you drinking, Ken? You drinking some of that Hennessy? Because there ain't no damn way in hell LeBum leads the Lakers to anything. They're getting
without
beat
Austin Reeves and Luka.
No Luka.
Come on, Ken. I know you're smarter than that, brother.
I don't know. Official Bobby G. Salute to the tribal chief of podcasting. I will see you in a few days. I am going to Vegas to see Bobby G and Wildcard Mar. We're hanging out in Vegas this weekend. Catch us on the live stream for WrestleMania.
All right.
Anyways, shout out Bobby G. Thank you for tuning in. All right. So, anyways, let's move it on to a couple of more topics before we get out of here for the night. I got my mixed bag. Hold on 1 second. Nope. There we go. The sports mixed bag. All right. First of all, last night the NBA regular season ended, and they had the Inside the NBA show. And Shaq, did you see this couple that was on TV? And the guy was like talking to the girl, and the girl looked at him and was like, "What the fuck are you talking about?" Did you see this like highlight of this? You didn't see it?
I did not.
Okay. So there was a viral couple at a Pacers game, and the guy was like talking to her about all this stuff, and the girl just looks at him, and she's like, "What the fuck are you talking about?" Like, that does not. So they brought him on Inside the NBA. They brought him on all these other TV shows to find out what happened. And so this guy comes on. He makes this big ass lie about, and you could tell it was a lie, about how they were talking about like a liberal arts program or some bullshit, which a girl would never give a reaction like that. So Shaq calls him out, and Shaq is like, "Look, bro, I know you're lying. You're lying. That's not what y'all were talking about, but that's okay. You're keeping it PC for the camera." And Shaq offered to pay for the engagement ring if the guy proposed to her on camera at that time.
What?
Yeah. So guy didn't accept, which, by the way, I'm sorry, but in my head, I'm thinking I'm accepting that ring even if I know I'm not marrying that girl, because I can pawn that ring later for some money. Now, that may be a bad thought, but if I'm that guy, that's what I'm thinking. But yeah, Shaq offered to pay the engagement ring. What do you think about this situation?
Oh, I don't know. That's kind of weird, man. I did not hear about that. Wow, that's interesting.
It was like one of these cameras that, like, you know, they like scan the crowd and focus on people that are at the games. And they focused on this couple, and I'm going to try to see if I can get the video up. But they focused on this couple that were arguing about something, and the guy looked like he was talking about some nonsense, some bullshit. And the girl, like, hold on here. I think I got it. Hold on. Let me see. Hold on.
Oh, no.
Let's see if I can find a video on this. Here we go.
Uh-oh.
Oh, here it is. Okay. Hold on. Is this it? Here we go. No,
Oh,
no.
God.
She didn't.
No, don't do it. Don't do it. Don't do it.
No, you're not gonna give me the video? Give me the anyway. All right, they're not giving me the video. That's messed up. But I will give you the face that she gave him, and I will show you what she looked like when she said this. So let me add this screen real quick. Look at this. This was the reaction to the guy. Can you see it on your screen?
I can't see it.
Oh, hold on. There we go. There you go. Look at that. So the guy says he's talking about some sort of like liberal art stuff. And he's like talking to her the whole time, and she's very quiet. And then all of a sudden, she just looks at him with this face. Like, you are the dumbest motherfucker ever. And she, excuse my language. And you can see on the screen, look at her face. And this is when she's telling him, what the are you talking about right now?
Wow.
And he's like, yeah, you know what? You're right. I'm an idiot. You're right. I'm stupid. So anyways, that was hilarious last night when I was watching Inside the NBA, and Shaq offered to pay for the engagement ring if he proposed to her right there. Anyways, all right, let's finish this off. Yannick
That's
Sinner.
kind of weird.
Yep. Tennis. Yannick Sinner beat Carlos Alcaraz 7-6, 6-3 in the Monte Carlo Masters. That means that Yannick Sinner has now moved 110 points above Carlos Alcaraz for the best in tennis. Now, we have to look back at the fact that last year Yannick Sinner was accused of cheating, accused of the impermissible thing that he took that he didn't know he took. Fine, whatever. Tennis actually cleared him and said that they believed him, which is very rare in that sort of thing. But came back, beat Carlos Alcaraz. You have Yannick Sinner, you have Carlos Alcaraz, and you have the other guy. I can't remember his name at this point in time, but those are the three main tennis players right now that are kind of in the atmosphere. So look out for them. Denver, the Denver Pioneers in the Frozen Four hockey wins the National Hockey Championship. And finally, the WNBA draft was this evening at 7 p.m. Ozzie Fudd from the Yukon Huskies was chosen number 1 to go to the Dallas Wings. And shout out to my UCLA Bruins, Lauren Betts, Gabrielle Jaquez, and Kiki Rice were chosen 4, 5, and 6 in the WNBA draft. Shout out to my women Bruins who won the WNBA championship. Salute to you all, and salute to everybody
and the local Mystics picked up your Lauren Betts.
Yes, the Mystics got Lauren Betts. Lauren, I'm going to come interview you there in DC, maybe here at AU Pro Basketball if you come. Either way, my girl Lauren Betts, the best post player in the country, going to my hometown of DC. And also in my hometown of DC is all my friends and family. And I'm so happy you watch, because I had my most favorite guest ever, my dad, my pops. I love you so much. Thank you for joining me today. How did you feel on your first appearance of the
Well, I love you. And, hey, a little nervous. I mean, I've never done this before. So, like I said, I hope I didn't embarrass you too much and I didn't do any damage to your show. So, say hey to your viewers. I did enjoy being on. And, hey, maybe I'll make another appearance once I polish up my skills a little bit.
Indeed, we may have to do a Street Professor and Pop show. Maybe like when Dan Levitard used to do a Poppy. Maybe we'll do a little show like that. That would be kind of cool. That'd be fun. That would be fun.
Well, I love you.
All
right. Good night, everyone.
Bendición.
Dios te bendiga.
All right. Bye.
Bye.
Salute to my pops who came in. Wow. I could not ask for a better guest than him. I mean, what are we talking about right now, y'all? I just did my sports show with my dad. I mean, kill me tonight. I'm good. I drank some alcohol and I had my dad on. We good. We did what an amazing show, huh? Think we might have to make that a thing? And the other thing is tomorrow night, don't miss the doubleheader NBA playoff preview. I got Bobby G from Audible Sports. I got Cal Lee from the NBA Baseline podcast. And I've got a brand new superstar, Desmond Powell from the Mid-Post NBA podcast. I bring only the best on. And we will see you tomorrow night. NBA tomorrow night, 7 Eastern. And then, you thought I was done? No. NBA tomorrow at 7. WrestleMania preview at 9. I'm going back to back for that ass. 4 hours of the Sports Professor. NBA at 7. WrestleMania at 9. Bobby G's joining me on WrestleMania 2. Wildcard Mar, because Bobby G, Wildcard Mar, and the Sports Professor will be in Vegas this weekend for WrestleMania. Also, Hot Take Jake, Shane Peach, and your boy and AP from Rec Room. Let's Talk Sports. Shout out to Alan Perales and the rest of the crew. I will see you tomorrow. For now, go out, be successful tomorrow, be blessed tomorrow, love each other, and spread love the Omar way. Holla. 5,000.
Oh, yeah. Whoa.
Ball and butts.
Let's go.
Let's go, let's go.
Let's go. Whoa.
Ball and butts.
Run the show. Let's go. Whoa.
Ball and butts.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the show. Welcome to the show. Ooh.
Lights on bright like a championship night. Talking every sport and they do it right. Basketball brackets in the boxing fight. Oh my God, the mic and the take so tight.
From the court to the ring, they cover it all. Balls and buzz when the big games call.
Crowd get loud when the show go live.
Sports talk, energy, feel that vibe.
Every highlight replay slow. Everybody watching the
Ball and butts.
Go.
Let's go, let's go, let's go.
Let's go. Let's go.
Ball and butts.
The show.
Run the show.
Oh.
break it down like a championship king.
March Madness when the bracket explode.
Talking hoops while the highlights roll. From the court to the cage to the title fight. Every sports fan tuned in tonight. When the play go crazy and the crowd erupt.